Diamond Crown Queen. Supernatural Henley.
I'm obsessed with Showgirls, the film. Am I in a gay town right now? Why was only 5 people clapping for me? Where am I? I said, Showgirls is my favorite movie. I got scared for a second. I thought I was at a bachelorette party at Hamburger Mary's in West Hollywood. Gawdess, you know, the name itself came from Showgirls. That's where I got the idea, because of course I was stoned one night and I was like, Showgirls. It has a lot to do with the feminine energy. I think Gawdess, I grew up in the church. My dad was a minister. I can tell you more, yeah. Oh my God, don't, you're like, oh. Who said that? You said that? Anybody else a preacher's kid here? Anybody else? No, just me, okay. Well, preacher's kids are like the worst. We're like all cum guzzlers, apparently. No, I'm totally kidding. My dad is gonna, you know, my dad is dead, but he'll ghost me tonight. He'll like strangle me in my sleep or something. But my dad was a minister, and I love my dad. My dad was also a Gemini. He is, you know, he's a great guy. He had a lot of spiritual convictions. He was a Muslim for many years of his life, for 50 years, and then he converted Christianity at age 50 and then became a minister. He was really into it. Like he wanted to, yeah, he was very into it. So needless to say, my life has really been spent in a church for many, many years, which is fucking ironic that I'm in a room full of pews. Really weird. Fucked up, actually, it's fucked up. But it is also a very full circle moment for me to be in a room full of pews, because the last time I was in drag, I was one of the 3 kings in Nativity. Like I was 15, I was like, yes! But you know, growing up, I mean, the feminine energy was sort of not allowed. I think it was just a different time where, you know, there was no gender fluidity, or there was, but there was no word for it. And my parents just didn't know what to do with me, and I think they were quite strict with me because they just didn't know what to do. And, you know, being feminine as a boy it's not allowed. Cannot be a sissy, cannot be a faggot, cannot be this, you know, it's all sort of frowned upon. But, you know, this show is really about reclaiming my fucking time, okay? I've done well with my feminine energy, and I've taken it around the world now, and I'm certainly here in Provincetown sharing it with you. But the Gawdess energy is one that is an idea that is sort of forbidden, that we were never allowed as maybe little boys or little girls who were tomboys, or however it works, you know. There's things that our parents said no to us, and this is just me sort of, it's my rebellion at 43, but but drag has always been that for me. I'm definitely proud of owning that energy, and so that's why I called my show Gawdess Nights. And you know, also it's an homage to all the different goddesses in my life, really, both male and female. David Bowie, Madonna was a great influence in my life. Lady Gaga now is like, she's in town somewhere. Is she here tonight? Please fucking say she's here. Hey Gaga, just kidding. You know, the reason I'm here tonight is because of my popularity that came from RuPaul's Drag Race, and RuPaul has always been such a huge influence in my life, and a great friend now. Once upon a time, there was a little Eurasian girl from La Puente, California. At 37, she won a game show on television and became super famous and even more gorgeous than she ever was. And her modeling career took off! You guys having a good time? Is everyone okay?
Yes!
I'm having a blast. Like I said, no fucks given. I spent my last 2 fucks at a tea dance like a few weeks ago, so that's where they're at. Cheers, everyone. Lift your glasses if you've got one in your hand. Cheers. Cheers to a wonderful, wonderful evening here in Provincetown. I want to say a very, very special thank you to my family here, my new tribe here. In Provincetown, the owner of Post Office Cabaret, Tim, who's sitting at the very end over there. Tim, who just, you know, only knew about me through online and through, you know, didn't know very much about me, but had complete faith in me. And also to Richard back there, who's done all the sound and lights and all the projections for me. Patrick, who's on the spotlight. I love you, Patrick. Karen, who's not here because I guess I stepped on her foot last night. Now she's a paraplegic, so she's not here tonight. But also to my very lovely barmaids. But to Vessi and Daria, I love you guys so much. And also to John, who's our bartender, who self-professed is the best cocksucker in all of town. But I'm so thankful. Thank you so much, you guys, for being so wonderful to me and welcoming me and nurturing me and making me and elevating me into the next level and allowing me to have fun and experiment here. Thank you so much. So give it up to the Post Office Cabaret. I did good. I didn't cry. Like on that verge, I'm like right there. Like my pussy is about to tear up at me like fucking second. I should be here in Provincetown. I've come here and I learned that one of my favorite film directors that I first learned about when I was about 14 years old, John Waters, lives here in Provincetown. You guys know John? John Waters. Love John. John taught me so much. I mean, especially taught me about one of my favorite first drag queens. Even before RuPaul, there was, for me, Divine. Divine taught me. Divine was the first drag queen to teach me that you can create or utilize this art in a very irreverent and sort of filthy way, that you could eat dog shit out of a dog's ass and still keep your glamour. Like fucking A, like I got here June 11th and I had no idea what I was doing, and I'm just like, wow, here I am still selling t-shirts. So buy one of these. Buy one of these, they're $30, they'll be in the back. It's got me as some sort of Game of Thrones character. I've actually never seen Game of Thrones, I don't give a fuck about it, so. I moved here to the US when I was about 9 or 10 years old in 1984. I lived in Indonesia for most of that time. And, it's a third world country, and in Indonesia we probably had about 4 or 5 television channels that we could watch, and it only turned on at about like 5:30 in the evening. Third world. And we moved back to the US in 84. So 84 was like the height of the 80s. Like Annie Lennox and Eurythmics, Boy George, Madonna was just coming out, Cyndi Lauper was a thing. The first thing that I really took advantage of and really soaked in was television, American pop culture. I sat in front of a television when I first arrived here, like Lilu in The Fifth Element. You guys ever seen that movie? You know, she's just sitting there and she's just like absorbing it. I sat in front of a television and absorbed it like a sponge. I learned about every single fucking rerun that was on television, Sanford and Sons, What's Happening, Three's Company, Charlie's Angels, like all of these things. I just sat in front of a television. I also learned about classic American film, musicals like The King and I, and Singing in the Rain. I mean, you just name it. I just sat there and I soaked it all in. But one of my favorite things of all time was Wonder Woman. Starring Linda Carter as Wonder Woman, and I mean that fucking, it took my breath away. I was like, what is this? A powerful female with golden bracelets that dodge bullets, and, corseted, and like big hips and red boots and black flowing hair, and I was immediately obsessed with Wonder Woman. And my grandmother happened to have a Wonder Woman towel, and I was sort of that kid that played alone a lot. I spent a lot of time by myself, but every time I came home from school, I was obsessed with this Wonder Woman towel, and I've sort of brought a Wonder Woman towel to replicate it for you. It didn't look anything like this, but it was a flimsy beach towel as such. Sort of like that. But I was obsessed with this towel because it was large, and I could wear it as a dress. I could wear it as a toga. I could wear it as a cape. I could wear it as a turban. But I could certainly wear it as long hair, honey. I mean, before I could afford wigs, I lived in this Wonder Woman towel, and I was obsessed with it. Every day I came home from school, I would throw it on my head like this. And I would pretend for hours that the towel was something, that the towel was my hair, that the towel was the object that I needed to do the show that I later needed in life. It was that thing, it was the accessory. So with that said, as I close the show tonight, I just would like to have a quick conversation with the kid that I once was, the kid that we all once was. the kid that wasn't allowed, the kid that played alone, the kid that found a lot of comfort in their imagination. And so before we leave tonight, I'd like to close it with this song, and you can sing along if you want. It's a very simple song, you probably know it already. Yes, there it is. This is to me, as a kid. 3 little birds sat on my window, and they told me I don't need to worry. Summer came like cinnamon, so sweet. Little girls double dutch on the concrete. Thank you, Provincetown. I told you I was going to get emo. Let's go back and we'll take pictures back there.